There is a rare kind of person in this world. Someone who moves through life with an unshakable calm, no matter what happens around them. They don't get lost in chaos, they don't crumble under pressure, and they don't waste energy on things they cannot control. They navigate through life as if they are separate from the noise, untouched by the constant storms that shake others. While some people panic at the slightest inconvenience, these individuals remain grounded. While others drown in stress, overanalyze every problem, and let their emotions dictate their actions, this person remains steady. Their peace is not a performance. It's not an act of pretending to be calm while secretly suppressing anxiety. No, their peace is real. It comes from within, and it cannot be taken away. Why? Because they have mastered something that most people never even realize they have the power to control: their own mind. And in doing so, they have unlocked something priceless: inner peace. But let's be honest, most people are not at peace. In fact, the modern world almost guarantees they won't be. They wake up feeling anxious before the day even begins, their minds racing with to-do lists, worries, and regrets. They go through their day carrying an invisible weight, rushing from task to task, scrolling endlessly on their phones, constantly distracted, yet never truly present. They fall asleep not in peace, but in exhaustion, their minds still buzzing with unfinished thoughts, replaying past mistakes, worrying about an uncertain future. They live in a state of reactivity, constantly responding to problems, reacting to what people say or do, allowing circumstances to dictate their emotions. Their moods rise and fall based on things outside of their control. One bad comment ruins their entire day. A delay in their plans frustrates them. They live on edge, waiting for life to finally settle down so they can relax. They believe peace is something they will find once everything in their life is perfect. Once they have enough money, once they meet the right person, once all their problems disappear. But that moment never comes. Why? Because peace is not something you find. It's something you create. The reason most people suffer isn't because life is cruel. It's because they've been programmed to look for peace in all the wrong places. From childhood, they are taught that happiness and security come from external achievements: good grades, career success, social approval, material possessions. They are trained to chase things outside of themselves: money, relationships, status, never realizing that these things are temporary, fragile, and completely out of their control. And the more they attach their happiness to these things, the more unstable their peace becomes. Because when something inevitably goes wrong, when they lose money, when a relationship fails, when life throws an unexpected challenge at them, their entire sense of self shatters. Their happiness vanishes in an instant. Why? Because it was never real peace to begin with. It was a fragile illusion built on conditions. The truth is, as long as your peace depends on anything external, it will never be yours. Right now, whether you realize it or not, you are a prisoner of your own mind. You think you're free, but your thoughts control you. They shape your reality, dictate your emotions, and lead you into the same cycles of suffering over and over again. You react automatically to everything, trapped in patterns you didn't consciously choose, running on mental scripts written by your past experiences. You get angry, but you don't know why. You feel anxious, but you can't stop it. You fall into the same emotional traps again and again. Your mind has taken control, and you have become its servant. But it was never meant to be this way. You were meant to be in control, not of life itself, but of how you respond to it. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Most people go their entire lives never realizing this truth. They believe their emotions, their fears, their very identity are fixed, unchangeable parts of who they are. They never stop to question the patterns they keep repeating. They never ask themselves, why do I react this way? Why do I keep falling into the same habits? Why do I let small things ruin my peace? The truth is, most of our suffering is self-created. Our mind runs on old programming, reacting in predictable ways to predictable triggers. But the moment you become aware of this, truly aware, you gain the power to break free. The key to inner peace isn't about controlling the world, it's about controlling your perception of it. Imagine two people experiencing the exact same situation. Both lose their jobs unexpectedly. One person is devastated, overwhelmed with panic and self-doubt. The other, while momentarily disappointed, remains calm and immediately begins looking for new opportunities. The event was the same, but their experiences were completely different. Why? Because peace has nothing to do with circumstances. It has everything to do with how you interpret them. Life itself does not cause suffering. Resistance to life does. When you resist, when you fight against things you cannot change, when you demand that reality be different from what it is, you create your own suffering. Peace is not found in changing the world. Peace is found in accepting it as it is and mastering your response to it. But most people don't understand this. They spend their entire lives trying to control everything, trying to change people, trying to predict the future, trying to make life fit their expectations. And when life doesn't go according to their plan, they suffer. They blame circumstances, they blame other people, they blame luck, never realizing that the real battle has always been within. Because control is an illusion. No matter how much you plan, prepare, or protect yourself, life will always be unpredictable. You cannot control what happens, but you can control how you respond. And that is where true power lies. Right now, your mind is running on autopilot. You experience emotions as if they're absolute truths, never questioning them, never stepping back to observe. You feel fear and you assume it means danger. You feel anger and you believe it must be justified. But emotions are not reality, they are just signals. And most of the time, they are wrong, shaped by past experiences, unconscious conditioning, and patterns you've never even questioned. But you can break free. Think of your thoughts like a river. Most people get swept away, drowning in their emotions, carried by every passing thought. But what if you could step back? What if you could stand on the shore and simply watch the river flow without being pulled in? This is the secret to inner peace. Not fighting your thoughts, not trying to control them, but observing them without attachment. When you learn to do this, you stop being a victim of your own mind. You become the master of it. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Most people live in complete opposition to this truth. They try to control everything except their own mind. They seek validation, chase approval, and attach their peace to things outside of them. But peace was never about fixing the world. It was about fixing your perception of it. The moment you stop giving your power away, you take it back. And with that power comes true peace. But if this is so simple, why do so few achieve it? Because peace requires something most people aren't willing to do. It requires deep self-awareness. And self-awareness is painful. It forces you to see your own patterns, your own self-sabotage, your own responsibility in your suffering. Most people would rather stay distracted than face themselves. They drown in entertainment, social media, and endless busyness, avoiding silence at all costs. Because silence brings truth. And truth is uncomfortable. But the only way out is, if you truly want peace, you must stop running. Stop numbing. Stop avoiding discomfort. Because real peace isn't found in escaping suffering. It's found in facing it without fear. The moment you stop resisting life, stop trying to control everything, stop attaching your happiness to external things, something incredible happens. You become untouchable. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment saying, "I choose peace." Not just as a comment, but as a commitment.